about it. Tell me all about it. I'm here. I wanna know what's on your mind. Ooh, the world needs to hear from you, and I'm so glad to have a conversation to reach the nation. And it's all about you. We'll help each other to discover innovative ways to positively change the world. Let's talk about. Let's talk about. Yeah. Let's talk about conversations with Nicole.
Greetings. Happy Monday. Welcome to Conversations with Nicole. I am Nicole Everett, your host. And Conversations with Nicole is a talk show based here in Tallahassee, Florida, focused on connecting the community through conversations. And today is what I call Mindset Monday. Mindset Monday is an opportunity for you and me and my guests to have an interactive conversation. And today, we are talking all things nutrition and mindset, nutrition and its impact on our mental health. But before I bring my guest, my special guest on, who is no stranger to Conversations with Nicole, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. We are live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on RokuTV via the Greater Words Network. So tag a friend, like, comment, share. We want this thing to get into everyone's household and devices and whatnot. So I want to hear from you. Let me know where you are tuning in from. Where are you tuning in from? Put in your city and state in the comments, and we'll give you a shout out. Your city and state in the comments, and we will give you a shout out. My guest tonight, while you all are doing that, my guest tonight is, again, no stranger to Conversation with Nicole. In fact, he's helping us to close out the month. All right. So I nicknamed him the closer, or maybe I think he may have nicknamed himself the closer. So I just fell in line. But we have Mr. Ozzie Daniel, who is a regular on Conversations with Nicole. He is normally in the comments, giving us some comic relief sometimes, but also dropping some wisdom tips and some words of encouragement and whatnot. So super excited and delighted to have him with me tonight. So I see you, Miss Lisa Herring Jones, here in Tallahassee. Thanks for joining us. And Lolita, oh my goodness, my childhood friend from Miami. Thank you for being on here tonight. So glad to see you. Miss Cynthia in Atlanta, GA. Thanks for joining us. And Miss Portia Grant in Virginia Beach, probably representing Team Ozzie. So appreciate that. Thank you so much for being here. So y'all, this is an interactive live, okay? And when I say interactive, I mean that means that you need to comment, you need to ask questions, and you need to get involved, okay? So this is a safe space, a place where we can engage with one another and explore and learn some things and just talk about things. All right. So without further ado, let me introduce my special guest. Mr. Ozzie Daniel served in the U.S. Navy for 20 years. Thereafter, he went back to school and obtained his Bachelor's of Arts in Psychology and then his Master's of Science in Leadership. He worked as a counselor at a psychiatric center, and he's currently a contractor as a case manager for Virginia Support Services, clinician family coordinator, and mental health builder. He works with young men in the community and establishes better care for homeless men and those with mental conditions through coordination. He also appears live on Rebuilding Lives Again, a faith-based platform encouraging and adding value to people's lives through the Word of God. So help me welcome Mr. Ozzie Oz Daniel. Yay!
Hello. What's up, as they say, right?
What's up, Ozzie Oz?
Hi, good evening, everyone, and those who are about to come. And hello, Nicole. Thanks for having me again.
My pleasure.
We're closing out this month.
Yes, closing out the month. So, Ozzie, today I had a very exciting day, and I told you
Hey,
a little
Linda.
bit about it. Hey, Linda, before I came, before we started the show, but I had the great opportunity of interviewing Mr. Daryl McDaniels
Yeah,
of Run DMC. He
DMC.
is the DMC
Yeah.
in Run DMC. So I'm like still on a high from that. But I wanted to share just really quickly. This is the book he wrote. He's a children's book called Daryl's Dream, and
Oh,
it's about
nice.
a third grader
Okay.
who was bullied, and he actually wound up making friends with his bully. But you know, it's mental health. It has a mental health spin on it. Daryl is
Right.
a quiet third grader who loves writing and wants to share his talents, but he's shy, and some kids make fun of him because of his glasses.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. It's a book that instills confidence and talks about finding your voice, which is actually based on his actual life. Like
Well,
he loved school, got picked on for getting good grades and for wearing his glasses and that sort of thing. So yeah,
probably call him nerd and everything in the book.
uh-huh. All of that. All of that.
Mm.
All of that. So again, look, you never know how mental health is going to show up in the lives of people, right?
Yes. And the more we know and learn now these days, is more we get to dig in even deeper within our own being to get some understanding on what mental health is all about and
Absolutely.
how important it is to manage that and do everything we can to protect it.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
know,
even with our little people, right?
yes, even with little people as they're growing
Mm-hmm.
up, because it's like a clean slate, everything that is written just like that book, everything is written on the mind. And then after all, you get older and then you get to reflect back and say, huh, I remember that in my childhood. Oh, I remember that in my teenage years. And now everything just start coming in together as a mature person. And now you say, oh, I got it now. I'm making sense out of it. And then all of a sudden, your neuroplasticity started to change in your brain to start rewiring in a whole different way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we are talking nutrition tonight, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mental health, nutrition, mindset, and the
Mm-hmm.
mindset and having that right mindset into proper nutrition and not having a negative mindset towards it and saying, I don't care. I'm just going to eat how I want to eat because we all going to die one day. That's not the positive mindset,
No, that is not the positive mindset.
right?
So last time you came on, we had some homework, right?
Yes, yes, we did.
Hmm.
We did.
So we're gonna be checking some homework tonight.
Yeah, hopefully everybody who was in class last month come back to class this month and
Okay.
and
Repeat some
be
more.
honest about it and say, yeah, this is what my challenge been like, and I was able to face the challenge and work on it, and I am seeing some type of result.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give a recap of the nutrition and mindset to-do list. Let me see. So Miss Carter said, I'm back, but about the homework. That sounds like what had happened was right. It's okay. It's all right. We
It's all right.
no
You
judgment.
will be you will be refreshed tonight.
Mhm, 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 mhm.
Yeah.
Indeed, indeed.
Mhm.
All right, but before we do that, I gotta read my disclaimer since I have a clinician on here. So, all topics, past, present, and future, on Conversations with Nicole are for informational purposes only. They are not to be used as a diagnosis for treatment or an answer to any personal issues related to the topic being discussed before, during, or after the program. So, we still encourage you to meet with a licensed professional. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, so let's do this recap. So last time we talked about 7 to-dos. One was drink plenty of water.
And
Now
the timing of drinking that water.
Well, and so I didn't add this on the list, but we talked about doing some water with some pink Himalayan salt, right?
Yes. First thing in the morning.
First thing in the
You know,
morning.
on an empty stomach.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at least 16 ounces.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and wait about 20 minutes before you even brush your teeth. Yeah,
You didn't tell us
because
that part. See, you keep
I
adding.
know. Well, you know, the thing is, it's always called edit for later, and
Oh,
you know, and things just start flowing through. You know, so it's just going with the flow. You
okay.
know, so because we did talk about how your saliva, basically all the nutrients in your body is in your saliva. So when you chew your food, it actually redirect within your whole esophagus down into your body,
Okay.
into your intestines. So without those secretion, you know, it's going to be very hard to digest because it's part of the breaking down process.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm going to ask a show of hands. How many of you increased your water intake or tried the Himalayan salt in your water in the morning? Just give me a church finger or thumbs up or wave your hand in the comments. Let me know.
Or thumbs down if you can find it.
Or a thumbs down if you didn't.
Yeah.
Let us know. Let us
It's
know.
all good.
No judgment. No judgment. It's the
No
same.
judgment. It's all about making progress.
All about making progress. All right. So Raymond tried it. Okay. Deanna tried it. Good. Good.
Okay. Hand of applause for those who did.
Yes.
And how did you feel?
Okay, I can't even see with this hand. I could imagine the hand she got up there is like this.
Like,
Kinda.
you know, kind of. I forgot about it. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I was thinking
Okay.
about it.
Tracy
Okay,
did.
Tracy.
Oh, good deal.
Right.
Okay. Lo says she's gonna try. So Lo
All
is
right. Just a pinch.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Cynthia said I drink 32 plus. Ooh, that's really good.
That's good.
No, that's commendable. All right, Miss Marion down in Miami, she did as well. Wonderful, wonderful.
Great.
Love to see that. Love to see
All
that.
right. Great job. Great job
Great
of those who did. Health. It's all
Mm-hmm.
about that good health, you know.
Indeed, it is.
All
All
right.
right. Next thing on our list was eliminating sugar, and particularly processed sugar.
Yes.
All right.
How did that go? All right. Okay. Well,
I'm just being
that
honest.
didn't work too well, huh? Okay. So that was in the daytime.
And we had Easter.
Oh,
We
it
had Easter.
was.
Listen, we had
Oh,
Easter too.
okay. So
Mm.
all the sweetness and all the eggs color painted came out, you know, all the cakes.
Yeah.
Okay. All
All
right.
that.
So we're gonna put it for last weekend. We're gonna blame it on last weekend. Okay.
All right. Dina said I have to start my day with water and break my fast around 11 a.m.
Okay, great job. I normally do that too. About 10 though.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All
Good
right.
job.
Good deal. Good deal. All right. Nobody else responded on that process sugar one.
So that means they got it in.
I think they did too.
They
It's
did.
okay. It's all right.
And like I answer the water question, but now don't ask me about the sweets
Don't ask about that sugar.
and my bottle of Cabernet Sauvignon, you know, at
Mhm.
nighttime after a long day, right?
Right. What about increasing fiber intake? Anybody increase their fiber intake?
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. Yes, no, maybe so. I didn't, but I did learn more about some of the foods that do have a high fiber
Right.
content or contain a lot of fiber. So now that I have a better understanding of that, I'm going to.
So how many grams women supposed to be taking in daily, and how many grams for men?
Oh, I don't know.
Remember that?
I don't remember that.
Okay, so women is about 26 grams of fiber daily, and for men, 38 grams daily. So
Okay.
oats is one of the best way to go to if you have to get that fiber in, and
Mm-hmm.
actually leafy vegetables.
Okay.
You get a lot of fiber in there. So if we pay attention to those contents, we'll actually start feeling better, and it will help get our sleep on track too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Okay.
important.
So women 26 grams, you said?
Yeah, around 26, and men 38 grams. I
Okay.
mean, it's kind of hard to really get there every single day, but it
Mhm.
should be a focus and the discipline to
Yeah.
get there, because that's the most important part about the mindset of it, is having the discipline.
Mm.
Discipline is higher than motivation,
Mm.
and discipline will get you further than you could ever think of, because once a mind is made up and is set, the only thing you're going to do is reach for that goal. But
Mm.
if you don't get to that goal, you just make the adjustments that you need to make
Mm-hmm.
to get to that goal. Because if you give up, that means that mindset and that willpower was not strong enough.
Mm-hmm.
So before the mindset comes about, you have to have a strong desire. So
Okay.
if that desire is not there, you're going to quit.
Right.
So the desire come first, then the discipline, and then you will reach that goal. Because as you start seeing the results, confidence will start building up.
Mm-hmm.
And once you start seeing changes within your body and your mind, and feeling that clarity in your mind, now you're going to say, wow, I love the way I feel. And that's a goal at the end of the day, is
Mm-hmm.
loving the way you feel, feeling restful when you wake up in the morning, but actually not trying to take no shortcuts in the process. Because every time we take that shortcut after being disciplined for a long time, you end up feeling the repercussion over that. So that confidence need to come along with the discipline, and find joy into it. Because if you're not having fun with it, you're going to get bored. And then once you get bored, you're actually going to regress. So we have to always know what we are reading, know what we are taking, and just avoiding certain things by reading the contents on the boxes. Because if it have like 10 letters to it, something just ain't right about that. That means some man had some kind of chemical mixture in there, and hidden sugar in there, and which actually cause havoc on the liver. So we have to be careful about that.
So
So,
usually those sugars are like troses. It's like usually a glucose or a dextrose or some
right,
kind of oats.
maltodextrin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a maltodextrin. That's a synthesized sugar. So
Mm.
imagine that synthesized sugar have chemical added to it.
Mm.
So when they have that chemical added to it, your body don't really recognize it, but it's actually going to start sending signal to your brain saying, "Hey, you haven't put this inside of me in a while, and I need that again." So then come the cravings for it,
Mm-hmm.
and because they have all these different mixtures in there, and it actually,
Linda said if
oh,
you
absolutely,
can't she believe
absolutely, especially when they have all these colored dye.
red number
That's
4.
like actually going to a paint store and say, okay, I'll take the red and the blue and the green, and I'll just mix it up and put it in my body.
Mm.
And most of them colors, you could see it a lot on the cakes, because they didn't get all that green on there and that blue on there without no dye,
Right.
So
Right.
these are the things that we have to be mindful about, especially MSG,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that is addictive sodium that really keep on causing havoc on your on your tongue. Actually, because on your palate, you actually like, man, this was good. But is it nourishing and nutrient to our body? And
Right.
that's the part that our liver have to pay the price for it, because the liver is able to regenerate itself over and over, but we don't want to cause no scar tissues on the liver through all that regeneration,
Mm-hmm.
because our skin is the largest organ. Hey, Nick Grains. Our skin is the largest organ, you
Mm-hmm.
know, and everything that happened in our liver is going to show on our skin. So our
Mm-hmm.
skin is actually telling us what's going on inside of our liver when we actually go through all of these processes of eating different foods. So we need to always focus on, okay, I like eating this sometime and I like tasting this sometime. And it's hard sometimes to unlearn bad habits, especially if you've been eating it from since a young kid and growing up into it. And it's hard to just overnight unless you have that desire to really say, you know what? I need to make a change about that. I cannot let my body influence me, because I'm the master in my body and I have to take charge and have that strong will to direct it into the way it needs to go for longevity. So, what is the goal? What is the mindset? Let's not wait till we 300-400 pounds and then we have insulin resistance in our body, and then we start saying, okay, now I gotta go take a shot now because I have type 2 diabetes. Where
Mm-hmm.
does that come from? That comes from a lot of carbs and a lot of sugar. And your blood do not process that greatly through your arteries.
Indeed. So real quick, I want to commend Miss Cynthia. She said, I was raised up fruit, veggies, and fruits. We just started our garden. So kudos to you for
Awesome.
that.
Good job.
And then cousin Raymond, he been doing everything. He decreased his sugar. He said he increased his fiber. So
All right. You,
um,
you get 5 gold stars tonight.
I know, right?
Yes.
So let me just quickly go through the list. I'm not going to ask everybody for each thing whether or not they
Mhm.
were able to do it or not, but number 4 was 8 hours of sleep daily. Number 5 was respect the food labels in terms of servings and serving sizes. Number 6 was eat during specific times, not all day and all night. And the example that was given, eat from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Right.
And
And some
people,
people shrink it a little bit more from
mm-hmm,
11 to 6. Like for me, I don't eat after sunset. So
mm-hmm,
the sunset over like 7:30 now over here, but
mm-hmm,
still by 6:30, I'm already done eating for
right.
the day. And it's not to the point like, oh, I have this craving for this or I have some craving for that, because I don't have that sugar problem to have that craving. And sugar is the part that really cause all that cravings,
Mm-hmm,
because it burn up real quick into your body,
yeah.
you know?
Uh-huh. And then the last thing was increase your healthy fat, and the example was omega 3. All
Right.
right.
Uh,
So that was our list.
that was
Again, I
it.
think as Ozzy mentioned, which I really like, you got to have a desire. One, that's where it starts. It's a desire to want to do this, then the discipline, and once you make up your mind and do it, you'll reach that goal, whatever it might be. Um,
Absolutely.
you see little
And
things happen that'll build up your confidence and also encouraging you to have fun with it as well.
absolutely. And one of the most important thing that I've been learning is when you have that discipline on your food and what you eat and what time you eat, it started to develop some strong willpower in you. So that means you become more resilient.
Mhm.
You are able to be disciplined, say, like you're training like an athlete. You may not be one, but your mindset is like one. You're able to do your work on a longer process without getting burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't feel like, oh my gosh, it's Monday again. You know, the weekend is too short. You know, you'll actually be motivated to say, I am going to do this. I can't wait to get back into the office. I can't wait to get up, you know, get my water into my body and go to the gym, you know, and get a 30-minute workout before I start my day. Some people days start real early, especially if you have children. But at the same token, we cannot discipline our children if we don't discipline ourselves first. We
Mm-hmm.
can't direct our children how to eat properly if we're not setting the example first. So, what are we doing about that instead of loading up with a bunch of sugar and added sugar to these cereal that have it all on the label? You know, it really causing havoc on your liver and on your intestines. And the most important thing about it, when your body start making those little protein packets and sending it to the brain end up being undernourished. And if it's undernourished, you can't think clearly. It leads to cognitive issues. It leads
Mm-hmm.
to depression. It leads to dementia. It leads to Parkinson's disease, all because of that longevity of bad habits.
Absolutely.
So it have to be a change right now. And if we don't start making those changes now, next thing you know, we're in our 50s, we're in our 60s, and then we in our 70s, and then we start saying, oh, now I'm going to eat healthy. Well, you can't get healthy until you start treating yourself healthy and become healthy. We're not going to lose no weight until we are healthy totally. And where does that start from? It starts from the liver. If the liver is not healthy, your whole body's not be it's not going to be healthy, because your liver is the second largest organ in the body, not your brain, not your heart, your liver. It weighs about 3 pounds.
Okay.
Okay, and it's responsible for detoxifying, getting rid of all the toxins, and actually taking all the nutrients and sending it in little packets into the body and directing it where it needs to go to the eyes, to the brain, to the prefrontal cortex, or wherever. The more I study about the body, it's so complex. It is so complex that it blows my mind. But at the same time, I say, well, what could I do to actually get my body in the right direction so I will be able to get all of the nutrients that it needs without cutting it short? So one thing that is good for the brain is B complex vitamins. You know,
Okay.
and I like the fact that it starts with a B, because you need that B1, B3, B6, and all the B's for your brain to be healthy. You know, it because without B vitamins, your body will not be able to metabolize your food and break down your carbohydrates and your proteins, you know, in your body. So these are the things that we need to
Okay.
be mindful about. And yes, we could get these B vitamins in our food, but do we know which food that we need to be eating so we could be able to get those B vitamins in? I know a lot of people love,
Mm-mm. We
okay?
don't. That's why you here.
Good
So
one.
tell us,
Well,
Audrey, tell us what we need to be eating.
you know, so a lot of people, I don't really know much people that do not like eggs. But eggs is packed with B vitamins. Actually, eggs got all the vitamins in there except for vitamin C. Vitamin C, our body do not produce that. So that's why we have to eat our citrus fruits like orange and grapefruit. You know, we have to put those different fruits in our body so we could get all the vitamin C. So if you're not getting enough vitamin C, I guess that's where you get the multivitamins, or you get the vitamin C in a capsule. But you could really get vitamin C and all of the minerals that you need in liver. A lot of people may not like liver, but it's full with enough amino acids and a lot of vitamins in there to help the body. But
Okay.
I'm going to share this one
Well, look,
thing.
what else we got? Because I don't eat liver. Look, I had a
Uh,
traumatic childhood experience from liver. I
oh,
did not
did you,
like it, and I used to
did you
have to
try?
sit
Did you
there.
try the calf? Did you try the calf liver?
Mm-mm,
No.
no.
Okay. All right. We'll leave that alone then. But
They said
I
lose
didn't.
weight in more than the gym. I don't get that, Nick.
You
You
are
lose
so
weight.
you're absolutely right because it come by what we eat.
Oh, okay.
Everything come down to what we eat. Not how much you work out, how many miles you run, because all you're gonna do is just shoot up more cortisol in the body,
Mhm. Now,
and
AJ
then
said eggs cause inflammation, though.
well, it
Mhm.
depends what you put in the eggs
Okay.
and what kind of oil you use to fry the eggs. So if you're using canola oil, vegetable oil to cook your eggs or fry your eggs, yes, it's going to cause inflammation in the body, especially vegetable oil because it's made out of soybean oil, and all these different oils that is high in omega 6 and 9. If you don't have a ratio of 3 and 6 of 1 to 1, it's going to cause inflammation in the body. That's why the best fatty acids to eat is like salmon and mackerel, because now you get in that omega 3 in your body, or walnuts. You get that omega 3 because a lot of us, we get that omega 6 from all this fried food, burgers, and the type of oil that they use. And these are the oils that is causing inflammation in the body and havoc in the body, and then you start having back pain, neck pain, and basically you can't even think clearly because now the brain only like omega 3 fatty acid. So if we don't change that, we actually going to cause more issues. That's why inflammation is such an issue from these oil, and the percentage that we actually take into our body is what really causing our body to break down. And if it's breaking down, is because we don't have a ratio of 1 to 1. Liver is an organ meat and is high in cholesterol. Well, that is true, but guess what the body need? A lot of people think cholesterol is a bad thing. Cholesterol is not a bad thing. It's what kind of food we are eating that is causing the LDL and not the HDL. Because for a man, the only way he's able to build testosterone in his body is from cholesterol.
Hmm.
The only way that your liver happen to be able to break down the food and process the food and the vitamins and the minerals to the throughout the body is with cholesterol. But if we don't watch what we eat, we may be putting in the wrong type of cholesterol by a lot of high carbs and a lot of high sugar. These things cause bad cholesterol in the body.
Mm-hmm. Nick said he can work out 7 times a week, but if I still don't eat healthy, I'm hustling backwards.
That's right. All the way backward to Russia.
Cynthia said we pay attention to our brain, heart, liver, colon, kidney, and spleen. Those organs we must study to function and their purpose, how they function. I think she meant and their purpose. We must
Mhm.
listen to our body. It talks to us.
Absolutely. And the most important thing about it is paying attention to your liver. So, what kind of food should we be eating on a regular basis to help our liver and to nourish our liver?
What should we eat?
Nutritious vegetables like kale, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, adding garlic to our food because it's high in sulfur and it actually helped detoxify the body. Turmeric, that's pretty good because of the curcumin that is in it. It helped get rid of the heavy metals in the brain and also in the mitochondria, in the protein molecules in the cells. So if we don't really watch these things, we actually going to be sliding backwards. So beets, mushrooms, avocado, extra virgin olive oil. And we want to make sure we get a good extra virgin olive oil that haven't come from all over the world. We want it to come from one central location in the purity in a dark bottle. If it's in a clear bottle, that is trash. It must be in a dark bottle. And the most important thing about it, you don't keep it out in light. You put it in your cabinet, and even taking a shot of that every now and then on an empty stomach, it helps lubricate the body. It helps lubricate the mind. It helps lubricate your joints.
Really?
And help your liver. And another thing too is MCT oil. That's a medium chain triglyceride. And what it does, it goes straight to the liver, and it helps metabolize your fats in your body and use it for energy. So these are the things that we need to focus on in keeping our liver healthy. So when we're eating our vegetables, we need to keep that kale and that broccoli and Brussels sprouts more on our plate, and leafy vegetables more on a plate than a bunch of rice. All of that carbs, is really have to be eaten in moderation. If we don't eat that in moderation, that's where we have actual cravings because they want more and more and more. But at the same time, it causes insulin resistance because the pancreas keep on releasing glucose and insulin into the bloodstream. And if it have too much, it will start causing issues in the body.
Yeah, carbs.
So, watch your soy, especially. A lot of vegans eat a lot of soy protein isolates. They use soy for every single thing, and soybean oil, and that is just not good for your liver. It's going to cause havoc later on. It may look good now, like you're not eating no protein from animals, but there's a lot of proteins in legumes, and leafy vegetables. So it just have to be looked at the quantity that how much you're eating on a regular basis. So if we don't watch these things, it's going to decrease, and we're going to feel lethargic, and we'll feel lazy. We don't have enough energy. And guess what? Our body is here. Nick, you off the chain.
Sounded like Dr. Sebi.
Yeah. Our body really have to process all of this. So now imagine your body get all of this, and you don't have enough fiber to help eliminate it out of your intestines. I came up with this saying a week ago. You cannot draw wealth from a dirty system. It first must be clean and balanced, and it starts with our relationship with food. So if we're going to have a healthy throne in our body, which is our mind, we have to watch what's going on down in the foundation.
True.
So how clear do you feel when you wake up in the morning? It's all about that clarity. And that is going to set your mindset. That's going to set, okay, how much motivation am I going to have today? And really and truly, your food really determines a whole lot about that. That's why, we have to watch how we really, really take care of our bodies. Nobody knows better than you. As one person was saying, you got to listen to your body, but your skin is not going to lie to you. If your skin start looking glowy and shiny, that means you're probably doing something right with your nutrition. Now, if you start getting all these acnes and you just feeling lethargic all the time, something is wrong with your diet. As we had said last month, try to make sure you get your blood work. Get your blood work, see where you at, see where you're deficient at. Sometimes some people need to take more K2, because what that does, it gets your calcium into your bones.
So K2 has calcium?
It gets the calcium out of your blood into your bones where it needs to be at.
Okay.
So D3 actually is a hormone, and that help protect the heart and help nourish the liver and the immune system. But at the same time, we are not taking enough of D3. Not everybody live in sunny Florida like Nicole, to walk outside and say, oh, it's a beautiful day, so let me go get that sunshine, at least 30 minutes of it. But if you don't have that sunshine, you need to at least be taking at least 10,000 IUs a day. And you need to take it with K2, because most chemical balances that happening in our body, it always work with a partner. Sodium, potassium, so if you're taking in sodium and you don't have enough potassium, you're going to start having swollen feet.
So question.
Yes.
What foods have K2?
Natto, that is a fermented soybean. But you probably don't want to eat that because it have a little smell to it. But cabbage, kale, spinach, those have K2 in it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So moving on. So I'd like to introduce something to y'all today that I actually, what?
Y'all got y'all notepads ready, right?
Yes. Get it. Let's get this down right here. I mean, it blew my mind because I have this powder in my cabinet, right? And after I finished doing this study, I went and pulled it out of my cabinet and I put it in a container, right? And I put it right in the kitchen by the sink because I usually have my kettle there, so I know exactly what I'm going to get. So I was so amazed by this. And you know something? Y'all are going to thank me later. All right. Next month, y'all going to thank me for those who participate in this part. Right?
Okay.
Moringa. And I know many people probably heard about it before, right? But like, what's moringa? Okay, it's a superfood. It's a herb. It's green. It's probably good. A great vegetable or great tea. But the funny thing about this, every part of this tree is nutritious, down to the root, even the leaf. Yes, Cynthia is on it tonight. Go ahead, lady. Even down to the root of it.
Yes, I love it.
So the most important thing about this moringa is the study that I found out about it. And then when you actually take a cup of that with probably some warm water, you could mix it in your cup or, with some plain water, just put a teaspoon in there, right? It gives you so much energy and so much clarity to the point that you may not even need to drink a cup of coffee and still be able to go to sleep at night with no problem. But let me give you the breakdown. I'll give you the breakdown. Ready for the breakdown? Okay. All right.
Ready for the breakdown.
Now, moringa has all the essential amino acids. So the amino acids is the building block for the body, okay? And without it, your body will not be able to perform and you will not be able to longevity. Your life will basically be cut short if you don't have all the amino acids going on inside of your body. But your body have about 20 to 21, right? But 9 of those, you have to eat it or take it in a supplement because your body do not make it, just like vitamin C. You know, your body do not make vitamin C, so you have to eat it. So the moringa have all of the essential amino acid, all of it. Now that's mind blowing.
Okay.
And they have 7 times more potassium than bananas. It have 4 times more calcium than milk. It have 2 times more protein than milk.
Wow.
It have 7 times more vitamin C than oranges. It have 25 times more iron than spinach. It have 36 times more magnesium than eggs. It got 50 times more B3, you know, and 56 more B3 than bananas. I rest my case. I'm telling you, the next lady in my life name got to be Moringa. You know, go down to the courthouse and change her name to Moringa because I'm like, I am blown away. It's like you have that right in your cabinet. Some people grow it in their yard and they know it's a good thing. It's a great herb, just like I'm a lover of bay leaf because of what the impact it does to the body. It relaxes your body. So I love making tea with it. But moringa? I mean, it's not expensive. You know, and the funny thing about it, it is so nutrient dense. And that's what we want in our body. We want to get the most nutrient dense food into our body so it could help build our muscles, help build our mind, and help strengthen our heart.
So we got a question. Anita wants to know, are moringa tablets good to take or should it be in its natural state?
Well, if you take the moringa tablets, just make sure it's organic, you know, and if you could get the natural ones, you know, it's even better. You know, you could get the leaves, dry it out, blend it down, make a powder with it, or even get a tea bag. I know some grocery stores got to have moringa or organic moringa tea bags. But I like the powder because I'm getting all that potency in there in 1 cup. And I actually started drinking that, believe it or not, Nicole, last week. Right? And because normally I make my smoothies, you know, and it depends on what I'm making, I have the powder for it.
Okay.
But when I found out about moringa, I'm like, that separates itself from all the pack. You know, this is standalone. But when I drank that last week and felt the magnificent difference in my body and how I felt, I felt alertness that just went up higher than I ever thought.
Wow.
You know, so the awareness is what matters, you know.
So Nick want to know, where can he get some moringa?
You know, Amazon never will guide you wrong. Or you could probably get some in a herbal store, or you could check your grocery store and see if they have moringa. But I ordered the moringa from Amazon. So Nick, I will text you the one that I take, the powder.
Okay.
So you could put a scoop of that in your smoothie. Now, the only thing about any type of herbs or superfoods, you want to take a break. Oh, it's cheap. It's like
not the cost. I think she's asking how much should you take?
Oh, how much? Oh, I thought you were saying what's the cost. A teaspoon.
A teaspoon. Okay.
Yeah, teaspoon. Yeah. Okay. And after 2 weeks, right, of taking it, take a week break.
Okay.
You know, any superfood that you're taking, always take a week break after 2 weeks from it. You know, so kind of mix it up a little bit. Don't take something every single day to a point, because you don't want your body to start like, okay, I have enough of that, and it's trying to get rid of it because it's the potency.
Mhm.
Because once your body have what it needs, your body going to do its job. And the most important thing we want to protect is our brain. You
Yes.
know, we want to protect our brain. So our brain is, the funny thing, I did a study and I realized that the bones in our brain is 22 bones that protect our brain, our skull, right? 22 bones. And we have 22 chromosomes in our body. And the third one, and the 23rd one is either your male or female. But
Mhm.
it's just so dynamic how awesome God is on how everything is so proportionally designed,
Mhm.
by his masterpiece. So here it is, we living in this tent in our body. And the best thing we could ever do is take care of it, because that is our vehicle. And if we're not taking care of our vehicle, which is our body, we actually, breaking down our own will, because our mind is really set on a stand of saying, well, this is where I need to be at. But because we are not disciplined and we have all these bad habits, we need to unlearn those bad habits and start cultivating healthy habits so we could be able to live longer for our children and for our friends and for those we love, or maybe your Amazon. Yeah. But the brain is so unique. I got a blood brain barrier that any and anything cannot just get into the brain. It
Mhm.
sends a signal to say, hey, this is what I need, and it come up to the brain. And if it's not nourished right, that's when it start depleting all of its nutrients that we actually need to be giving it.
Mhm. So
So
let me interject
mhm.
here, Ozzie. I'm taking another poll. So how many of you outside of Marjorie have tried moringa? So just
Yeah,
give me a thumbs up, church finger, wave, something. How many of you have tried moringa outside of Marjorie? Marjorie said she boiled it straight from the tree in her backyard.
that's organic as you could get.
She said it's nasty, but it is real medicine. Real
Absolutely.
medicine.
Put a little bit of organic honey, or just take it down bitter.
Uh,
Bitter
okay.
is good.
So Miss Anita says she have. Okay. That's
Okay,
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, I don't hear too many people talking about moringa. There's a gentleman here in Tallahassee who gardens and he actually does composting. For those of you who may know him, Sundiata, he was the first person and pretty much the only person I've heard talk about moringa and it being such a super plant.
It
And
is.
all these great and wonderful things. So
It is. I mean, when I say it heals the body, it heals the whole entire body. You have
mhm.
everything that you could possibly think about is in there. You know.
Indeed. Okay, Cynthia, good. I'm glad to hear. She said she puts it in her smoothies. That's probably
Mhm.
gonna be the move for me.
Yeah.
Moringa in the smoothies.
Put it in a smoothie. You
Mm,
know. But just make sure you don't have a whole lot of different items in there
yeah.
to really take away from it too.
Mm,
Yes.
mm,
But that's something
okay.
that we normally hear about green tea all the time.
Yeah. All
Yeah, you
right.
see
Martha.
Vietnamese swear by it. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay. So.
So this is something to, a challenge or addition to our learning,
Hmm.
to actually look into it. Yes, and they have the seeds too. Yes, they do.
Hmm. All right. Maya said her sister-in-law was using moringa seeds. Um, she to control her diabetes because she had no insurance and wasn't able to buy her medication. It was keeping her stable. Wow.
Absolutely.
Wow. 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 Wow.
I mean, when I say it is a miracle tree, a miracle plant. I
Okay.
mean, even I, who actually tried it, and I mean, I had it off and on,
Mm-hmm.
but not as much like last week,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, the surge of energy that I feel is like I'm out the door. I don't even have to think about anything. It's like, okay, let's go. Let's do this, and you
Yeah.
have that energy. So your cells is probably saying, wow, why you been holding this from me this long? It's about time. you know. So yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. 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 Well, any other nutrition and mindset nuggets you want to share with us before we wrap it up, Ozzy?
Okay. And since we talked about mindset and we're talking about the brain and having a healthy brain, some foods that I
Mm-hmm.
would recommend that, some people may not like it, but you could try it, like turmeric. Turmeric is very
Okay.
great for the brain.
Mm-hmm.
Help, it's a great antioxidant,
Okay.
and it actually take away heavy metals out of the
Mm-hmm.
brain, and it actually clears up a lot of issues also.
Mm-hmm.
But blueberries, and I know a lot of people like blueberries,
Okay.
just watch how many blueberries you're eating at one time. Pumpkin seeds is very high in
Okay.
magnesium and potassium, and your body loves it. And
Mm-hmm.
salmon is just something that
Salmon.
would never go away, you know, because of the omega
Okay.
3 that is in it. And, I don't know if anybody tried mackerel before, but mackerel is pretty good. And try to get a
Okay.
fish, not the one in the can, because the can is high in sodium also. Yes. But magnesium is very important because it's a mood regulator, and you want to make sure you get enough magnesium in your body, especially at nighttime, even if you have to get it in a capsule. There's
Mm-hmm.
about 7 different ones, but magnesium in a whole before bed relaxes your muscles, relaxes your body, and help you with a peaceful night rest.
Okay. We got
So,
a question. Miss
mhm.
Anita said turmeric seems to keep me awake at night. You know why that might be?
Hmm, that's well, you probably need to put a combination with it. Don't take it just by itself like that. Add some cinnamon and some honey, organic honey, and that would taper
Mhm.
it down. Yes.
Now I've heard you have to put black pepper with turmeric in order to kind of activate it.
Well, that's a good thing too, to add the black pepper to it. Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Tracy says she uses turmeric in her coffee, grits, and other
Yeah,
foods.
she used turmeric in the coffee, grits, and other foods. I like putting turmeric in my eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Monica. Hey,
Sometime in my
Monica. She says she adds black pepper to hers. Yeah, I've heard
right.
pepper is kind of
Yeah, black
necessary.
pepper, as you said, Nicole, it helps activate it. It does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well,
Yes. So moringa, 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 moringa.
moringa, moringa. Okay, so
I mean, yes. So take care of your body, take care of your mind, but believe me, your food have everything to do with how your brain works, and your liver and your
indeed.
intestines. And you have to ensure that you are taking in a well balanced meal and nutrients in your body on a daily basis, because at the end of the day, it's all about longevity. You don't
Mm-hmm.
want to be taking on all these extra pain and suffering in your body, and you're able to do different activities because you're unhealthy. So
Mm-hmm.
let's focus on being healthy, staying healthy, and being consistent in being healthy. And we have to have a strong desire for that. you know. And I know I didn't touch on this one thing, and it is alcohol. Alcohol is not your friend, and you want to keep it at the least bare minimum as
Mhm.
possible because it causes havoc on your liver
Okay.
and it's full of sugar.
Full of sugar. So
Yes, and body
Mauricio,
like it.
Mauricio
Oh
said,
yes, achy joints. Yes, it's like actually you take care of your whole entire body the whole entire day by nourishing it, and you ended up with a fifth or two glasses of Hennessy or vodka, and you just actually depleted all the good nutrients that you just put in there, and then your body's screaming, saying, "Okay, what are we going to do now?" And guess where it started looking for all the nutrients in your bones.
oh, that's not good.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
So Ishmael is just joining us. Hey Ish, he said, I'm sure I missed it. Is Moringa sold at your local grocery store?
I believe so. I believe so. Maybe not the leaf, but the tea.
The tea,
Yeah, but make sure you get the organic.
the organic. All
Organic.
right.
And the best time is first thing in the morning and lunchtime.
That's the best time to take it.
That's the best time to drink it. At least first thing in the
Okay.
morning.
Okay.
After your 16 ounces of water. Well, what about red
Okay.
wine? Red wine is healthy, but it
It's hard.
need to
Yeah.
be 5 ounces. How
5
many
hours.
drink 5 ounces and not the whole bottle? But 5 ounces of red wine is good because it's loaded with polyphenols in there, but
Okay.
it have to be done in moderation. And
Mhm.
that's the issue.
Nick says this sounds like a dance, but I'm on it. Moringa.
Okay, Moringa. Yeah, I had to put a little spin to that there, Nick.
Mm,
Moringa. I
yeah.
mean, trust me, Nick. You gotta give me some feedback. Text me this weekend and let me know how it's working for you. You
Yeah.
know, it
All right.
is. I mean, it is a truth.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Marjorie said that they sell moringa powder and capsule at GNC
Yeah.
and at Whole Foods.
Yes.
And so Tarek has a question. He said, "What are the benefits of matcha?"
Matcha is a super. It's like a higher level of green tea.
Mm-hmm.
So it's full of antioxidant, polyphenols, and it's actually good for metabolizing your food, breaking it down, metabolizing it.
Okay.
So it's very good for that, especially after a meal, you have a cup of matcha or green tea. It helps break down your food. And that's the thing about it. You want it to break down your food and help get it into the cells. A lot of us don't really understand our body regenerates its cells every 7 years and every single day, you
Mm,
know, and our body have over trillions of cells. So your body is more wealthier than the whole banks of all the banks in the world. That's
mm,
how your body is worth. So many cells for every single thing. So when we get those nutrients into the mitochondria, we get the healthy essentials inside of there to help keep our body healthy and strong, because without the essential proteins and amino acids, you cannot build muscle. You're going to always feel weak.
mm,
You're not going to sleep good.
mhm,
You're not going to be able to think
mm.
clearly. Then you may have some cognitive issues coming along, and that's what leads to dementia and Parkinson disease later on. But for those who like having a nice cup of coffee every single day, 8 ounces, without all of the milk and sugar and extra cream and say, oh, this don't have no sugar in it. Well, drink it black if you can, as much as possible. If you have to add a little bit of cinnamon, put a little dash of it. But having a 8-ounce dark coffee help limit dementia and Parkinson out of your head, out of your brain.
So Maya wants to know, how long after beginning the Moringa regimen will I begin to see results?
The same week.
Mm.
The same week. I started last week actually taking it on a regular basis in the morning, and I'm telling you, my whole day is lit. Wow. I mean, anything else that I take is just extra, but it actually bringing me to a point like, well, I don't need this. I don't need to take that. So the less things I take is the better my body's going to feel overall, because they don't have to process all of these different items that I'm taking.
Indeed.
Yes. Moringa.
All right. Y'all heard it. Moringa. That's the takeaway today. That's the superfood.
I mean, that is a superfood of the month. All right. The superfood of the year.
Of the month.
Of the month and of the year.
So just to recap, got to start first with desire, then discipline, and then you'll reach your
build
goal.
Confidence.
Which will build confidence. Also encourage you to have fun with it. It'll help you develop the willpower and become resilient, and then have you reach your goal. So moringa. Other brain foods are turmeric, blueberries, pumpkin seeds, salmon, and mackerel. And we need to get our K2 with our D3 and get all of our Bs for brain health, and also get fiber, 26 grams for women, 38 grams for men. Fiber. 38. Yeah. Okay.
And you see the thing about with the fiber, the fiber actually is a small chain, and it actually help break down the food even much better in the large intestines, because you want, I know people will get kind of grossed out, but your colon is actually your immune system right there. And if that is unhealthy, everything that fly by, you're going to catch it. So the best thing for us to do is build up, and it's like building blocks, so we could be able to have a good flow through the vagus nerve from the intestine to the brain. It's an axis. It speaks to each other. It's like the North and South Pole. But yet they have to deal with everything else in between. And all of it is coded. It is coded. And I know many people take chemistry in college or in high school, but at the same time,
MCT oil.
MCT oil. That's a medium chain triglyceride, which you find in coconuts. Yes. So if you're on a weight loss journey, right? You want to probably take a teaspoon of that and put it in your smoothie, or put it in your coffee, or put it in your mushroom drink, because put it in your mushroom drink, because what it does, it get into the liver and it start activating everything on a faster pace. But at the same time, you only do it one time for the day, because it's 120 calories per teaspoon. So you don't have to take it like 3 to 4 times a day, just in the morning with your cup of coffee or your mushroom drink, or your tea. It speed things up, a little trick for you there, But it's healthy though, super healthy. Come from the coconut.
MCT oil. Okay.
Mhm. Healthy
All
for the
right.
liver.
Well, I have benefited from this. I hope you all have. A few of you have been giving us thank yous. I know we've gone a little bit over our hour, but I think this was well worth the extra time spent. So if you have
Yes.
benefited from this, if you would give us some hearts or thumbs up, a hand clap or something and let us know. We want to know. We want to know what your
Yes.
thoughts
Thank you
are.
all for your time. Thank you
Yes.
for, taking a break from watching the playoffs, to join us tonight. And, I know some of y'all had a long day today. So I really appreciate those who I've seen before and y'all took the time to spend some time with us tonight and get educated and healthy so we could be able to be strong kings and queens in this world and take things on with confidence.
Absolutely. And have a
Yeah.
healthy mindset, right?
It's all
Because
about a healthy mindset because if we don't keep a healthy mindset, our subconsciousness need more positiveness on a daily basis because that's where everything stemmed from. And that's on a whole different subject right there.
that is,
So we want to keep positive. We want to think positive, be around positive people
yes.
and be positive ourselves. Some people always say, I want positive people around me. I want it, but you got to be positive first. And when you're positive, you're going to attract positivity to you,
Hmm.
you know,
And
and that's what it's all about. It's just be what you need to be so you could attract it,
yes, 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 yes.
and that's what you call internal locus of control. A
Hmm.
lot of us rely on the external locus of control to bring us joy and happiness, but it all starts from within.
Absolutely. All starts from within.
That's it. Start from
All
it. So
starts from within.
let's watch our forks and watch our spoons and our teaspoons and our straws. you know, during the week because and we have nobody else to blame than ourselves, right?
True.
And true discipline start from being accountable and being responsible.
Hmm.
We feel responsible and accountable for our own action and everything that we do. We won't say, "Oh, Nicole, you caused me to eat that because I saw you eating that." So that
Don't
means
look at me.
your willpower is not strong enough.
Right. Don't look at me. I might get you in trouble.
Yeah, we saw that thumbs down. Yes. So think about it.
Right.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yes.
So when we think about it, now we actually consciously thinking about it. And
Hmm.
when we consciously think about it, now we're going to put some discipline into it because now we're being present in the now.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Ozzie Daniel, my
You're welcome, Nicole.
my
Yes.
counselor
Thank you.
friend in the VA. I appreciate you so much for coming on here and sharing your knowledge and expertise in this area. And thank you all for being part of this conversation. Let's keep this conversation going, and let's put these tips, these nuggets, in action.
Yes.
And Oz will be back next month. We won't
Yes.
be talking about nutrition, but he'll be back next month, and we'll check in with you then to see how your nutrition and mindset journey is coming along. All right.
Yes.
So let's
Yes.
let's hold one another accountable. If you are new to the platform and have not subscribed to Conversations with Nicole on YouTube, I invite you to check it out. I'm still trying to reach my 4,000 viewing hours. So just turn it on and let it play. You don't have to watch, just listen to what we're talking about.
That's right.
More than 200 shows out there. So lots of content. On Wednesday, we will be talking with Miss Kamisha Brewer from Arkansas. And our topic is Let's see. High achieving women, and we're gonna black women with anxiety. High achieving black women with anxiety. She actually wrote a book called
Oh,
Thought Life Confessions. Thought Life
oh,
Confessions. So it should be an interesting conversation as usual.
yeah,
So hopefully we'll see you right back on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. All right,
absolutely.
Ozzie, we're gonna sign off. Appreciate you again. And
You're welcome. Thank you. I appreciate you all too.
all right, we'll see y'all later.
All right. Good
Peace.
night.
Good night.
Moringa.
Moringa.